Here in the hangar with 444 X-Ray, one of my favorite projects that I've worked on and off on is a hangar theater. I think it's going to be a trend. Most hangars don't really have a lot of high-tech entertainment stuff, but since I'm in that line of work, this one's a little different. You can see here I have a full-on rack of electronics, and I think one of my favorite things in the entire hangar is a pair of 1976 JBL 4333 control room recording studio monitors. What my favorite sound in my whole life. I've been playing music, recording music, listening to music, selling equipment for all of those purposes on the top end of the spectrum. And these speakers reproduce sound in the right environment in a way that I've never heard anything duplicate. But the theater, I'm going to switch back around here again, where the airplane lives, the theater serves as a storage place for airplane parts and everything else, and a full-on movie theater, so we can have the neighbors over. But there's a screen up top, drops down in front for movies. And then, of course, when you're working on the workbench over here, building models or working on airplanes and stuff, is a full-on multi-channel Dolby Atmos movie theater. One of my favorite devices ever made was by an icon in the AV industry, a man by the name of Sam Runco. Anyway, this was one of the last pieces before the company went completely defunct. And it is a dual projection unit. And it's an LED based unit, so it has an amazing amount of dynamic range in the video. And it's also full on, stereoscopic 3D, if that means anything doesn't really mean to me, but it does give you the light output that you need in a great big room like this. This room is, 60 feet wide. And high ceilings, so it's a challenge for doing an audio system. And then I'm using, because before I got the 4333s, I had a pair of 4425s, and then I found a third one, so I actually had a match set all the way across the front. Pair of recycled Velodyne subwoofers. Problem with Velodyne makes a great sounding box. The problem with them most of the time is the amplifiers go and crater on you, because most of just an engineering nightmare to figure out how to make an amplifier big enough and powerful enough and able to drive a device like that and then build it into the box itself is just it's just a bad idea. So what I'm doing is these I pulled out of a job. They weren't working anymore. It turns out it's just the amplifiers, but the speaker boxes and the speakers are in great shape. Although I do understand that it kind of defeats the entire purpose of the servo control system that Velodyne has patented and what have you. But they don't work at all anymore for me. I needed a cheap solution. So take that, put an amplifier in the rack over here, and work the crossovers in the AV processing device, and you got what you need. Also put a little monitor up here so I can see what's going on. And I use this probably 90% of the time for just listening to music while I'm working on things. But occasionally we open the hangar door up, all the neighbors come over, and we get our favorite aviation movies. And one night, I think we had about 10 golf carts on the outside apron out there. We had another 30 or 40 chairs inside on the floor here. And then I always fire up the barbecue pit, which you can't see right now because it's winter. And, well, it's a pretty night, but it's winter. And we grill. Well, it's a cook what you brung party. So what we do is everybody comes over, they bring their own drinks, they bring their own meat and or vegetable if it be that, and I make the grill available. So that's a rundown on the AV system in 444 X-Rays hangar.